Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Ian Poh, your senior teacher for Youth Life and Expression, and this is the first episode of After the Bell, where we talk about things that matters to our hearts from the perspective of educators from Crest Secondary School. So I'm here with great company today. On my right, we have audio arts educator Mr. Surya.
What up, everyone?
Hello,
Glad to be
hello.
here.
Okay, and across from me, this handsome young man, he's the steward of the ship for Secondary One. This is our year head, Mr. Nathaniel Chia. Say hello, everybody.
Hello everyone. Good to be here.
All right. So this is the first episode. We are here for the first time in the level 6 audio recording studio in Crest Secondary School. We're just here to chat, guys. Let's keep it very casual, and talk about matters of the heart, like we just said. Yeah. Well, what's that expression?
Not so sure what kind of part you're talking about. But let's
The download of emotions after that.
Yeah,
That's like
Heart, not HARD. But maybe both also can.
Okay.
The heart stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Maybe let's like to do a little bit of introduction. Maybe I'll go first since it's the first episode and all that. Anyway, hello everybody. For those of you who are tuning in, this is Ian Poh. I am the performing arts teacher down here. I teach dance and movement. I'm also the creative arts guy, anything to do with publicity, and so I'm the go-to guy. So maybe next up we can have Surya to have a little bit of introduction. Surya, take it away.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Surya. I am the other half of the performing arts curriculum. I'm the audio arts educator, musician, rapper, singer, songwriter. Those things are all like my world and my expertise. So that's what I do here in Crest. I'm very new, so I'm still exploring and finding my space in this very beautiful and interesting world that we call Crest Secondary. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nathaniel Chia, tell us more about you.
Hi everybody. I'm Nathaniel. I'm the assistant year head for Sec 1 this year. In comparison, if I wish to compare, I don't have the accolades, the creative component. But I think if I want to put into perspective with regards to creativity, dealing with students require creativity on how to deal with them, their issues,
Agreed. Yeah.
their challenges and their struggles.
Yep.
So I thought that is
He's a
creative
very
part.
modest guy, very modest. But let me give you a little bit of context, okay? I joined Crest in 2016. Mr. Nat was already in Crest, okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's already in Crest. He left for a while and then he's back here.
Yeah,
so
now I'm back.
yeah, but you've done a lot of things while in your absence away from Crest.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean you've delved into different lines and profession as well, which I really want to talk about if you don't mind sharing.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So very modest, but you know what? Let's just start with Mr. Net.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe let's go back to the very basic question. Let's rewind back many years, and this question is like for both of you. And my question is, what brings you here? Why teach? What inspired you to choose this path?
When you say teach, do you mean the starting of my teaching career, or when you say teach, you mean teach as Crest?
How you started, and and how we ended up here in Crest.
I think it's so long ago, but I vividly remember that I was being told the story of the starfish. But I think most educators will know that the starfish story, in case Surya doesn't know. So
I don't know also.
Okay, so basically the story goes like this. There is a man walking at the shore. And happened to come across a starfish that's on the shore, and then he realized that the starfish will die if left in this state, and he just pick up the starfish, throw it back to the ocean, and then some passerby happened to be there and asked that man this question: why did you decide to do that? There will be other starfish that will be washed up the shore as well. How many times can you keep doing that? And the man just replied, at least you make a difference to that one. So
Nice.
and it makes you think that honestly in the teaching career, because you work so intimately with students and even with your colleagues who might somehow inspire you or you inspire them in this journey of walking so close to the students, struggling with them and challenging them. So this is the thing that I thought all along. I've been quite a loud person. From my memory, I always talk very loud to my parents. Maybe
That's right. You're very loud.
quite loud. And I thought upon all these affirmations from perhaps family, relatives, and friends, is that I'm more of a people person. So I in university I took programming, which is kind of weird. People person sitting in front of trying to type in codes and trying to debug. And after a while, it took a toll on me. Like, this is so boring. I'm not trying to diss programmers. I'm just like, this is not a match for my personality.
Mm,
So in the end, I have to deal with people. So I chose teaching
understand.
because of the starfish, and I thought since it matched my character.
Okay, you see, I did not know that you did programming.
Yeah.
'Cause
Now this new to you.
Yeah, nothing that nothing like that screams programming to me. So I'm learning about you guys every single step of the way, and I think I really really resonate with what you mean about the starfish, and I can still see you throwing the starfish back into the ocean until today.
I hope I'm making that difference. And one day they'll come to realize that they can do it for the next generation also.
Exactly, yeah. So thank you for sharing.
No
Let's move over to Mr. Suria. Mr. Suria, what is the story here?
Story. Okay, so I'm very, very new to the official teaching profession. I was just a music and arts trainer for a good 7-8 years. But my why, as to why I came to teaching and Crest, I think it was really just to make a difference. Very similar, but it's also because I was the one on the other end not too long ago, and I was having teachers. No, okay, this was a big chip on my shoulder growing up. It's like my form teachers at an early age were like, no, they kind of wrote me off. So, and then I was thinking like, what if I was a teacher? What would I do? And then I was a creative kid, but I never had an avenue or an outlet to put these passions and try to grow on with those things. So I feel like with Crest, what we do here, I think it's really cool and it's very ahead of its time. And I think I could make a difference here. And if I could make just one difference to one student, very similar to the Starfish story, I think that would be great for me. And it's also because I didn't want to stay broke forever lah.
Okay.
But jokes aside, it was
bread and
really-
bread and butter. Always
jokes aside, it was
important,
just really that I could use my skill sets to make a difference to someone else. And if you could just give them a bit of perspective on life, maybe, this guy's a rapper and now he's a teacher. Hey, I want to be a manga artist or something. And then suddenly that guy becomes the next, I don't know, the next Naruto anime guy or whatever, that would be a crazy thing. So just giving people perspective, I guess. So that was my biggest why.
I think what's very beautiful is that, it still boggles my mind because you could have been like pursuing a full-fledged music career.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like teaching music and all that. But I think, I won't say you're putting it aside because I would like to assume that you're still practicing it right now.
Still am.
Yeah, but you made the switch over to education, and I see a lot of parallels for you and me, but I wanna know your why. Are you leaving it behind? Are you doing a transition, or are you planning to coexist both your craft and jumping into this profession as a parallel?
It's definitely a parallel. I still am an artist outside, and I'm just bringing that expertise here to the music curriculum. So teaching and music for me goes hand in hand, whether it's an artist. So as an artist, I go by the name of Draco Raj. Whether it's Draco Raj or Mr. Suria Raj in Crest, I feel like there is a convergence of both. And of course, the students, maybe through this, they'll know, oh, there's a guy called Draco Raj out there. I don't really publicize this, but I also think it's cool because there is that relatability, like, oh, this guy's an artist, my music teacher. Okay. And naturally, they will also gravitate to you a bit more because they see you like, oh, I got brownie points, street cred. This guy a bit more cool. I want to listen to him talk about music. Versus like, teacher.
I don't doubt that. Like, you definitely have the street cred. You've got the clout and everything.
What's the street name?
Yeah, Draco Raj. Yeah, okay. So my question back to Mr. Nat, as you are affectionately known by the students. By the way, I just want to feel you guys say he wasn't Mr. Nat last time. He was Mr. Chia last time. Yeah, well, come back, got new persona already.
No lah, I think guess there are too many Mr. Chia around. So
That's true.
Easier.
Yeah,
Easier for the students also.
a good call. I think I like Mr. Nat. Yeah, makes her sound younger.
At least not Natalie can already.
Not. Yeah. No, so far did somebody call you Mr. Natalie before?
No, but they somehow came up with a name that my friends call me. Some of the students they got quite close to me in a way, more affectionate in the labels they give me lah. So they from far just hi Natty, then like they make it sound like you are my wife or my friend like that. But that explains the kind of relationship you have with them.
Okay, got it. So
Nice.
Can I kepo a bit?
Sure.
So
Depends on what topic you want to talk about.
Okay, I'm going to be as capo as I can for
Okay.
right now. I'm just going to milk it. So after you left Crest, what happened in your life? Where did you go? Where did you end up? What were you doing?
Actually, so long story. I think your podcast will run for 5 hours.
Let's do that.
No. Okay.
we can break this up into 5 episodes. Yeah.
Okay, so I sort of left service 2015 year end. And I took a sabbatical break for 2 years. And that 2 years, I traveled around, starting from if I remember correctly, will be Hong Kong, Taiwan. I went into Shenzhen, Guangzhou, so on and so forth. Then I went to Tibet.
Nice.
Travel around the Southeast Asia area, then went to Vienna, Austria, all this. And then after that, subsequently, I somehow came to a point of fatigue of traveling.
Travel fatigue.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to
there
have.
wasn't really a place.
You travel to get rid of the fatigue from work.
To get new fatigue.
Yes,
new form of
yes,
Then
so-
after
so-
that you travel already, then you fatigue from traveling.
Yes.
Well, I wonder what that feels like, man.
So along the way, I think this brought me back to a memory of
Okay.
a video I watched online. This guy said he retired already, so he has so much time. He thought, when I retire, I want to spend my day at the beach. So he spent his 1 month at the beach. He said, all I get is sunburn lah. So
Okay.
after you keep traveling, seeing new things and having new experiences became a norm. But the fatigue of constantly seeking out new things also can be exhausting.
That's interesting.
Because you keep looking for stuff, you don't really have the time to rest. There's no harbor, there's no anchor point. But the good thing is there's no work tomorrow lah. So if let's say I'm staying in a hostel and tomorrow I feel sick today, then tomorrow I don't go out. I just stay in the hostel and sleep it off. So there's no such thing as I need an MC or anything. So that's the
Naturally.
one good thing. But towards the end, the last half a year of that 2 year sabbatical, I was living in Chiang Mai and then taking a Thai language course,
Wow.
which is like 1 week, 2 times.
Hey, sample
Shoot
a
us
bit,
something.
Huh?
Say
Shoot us
something,
some Thai.
So the basic there's a kuncha right lah. That means what is your name, and then I think the conclusion that I came up with is that there are students who study there, and there are students who study there but speak their own language. That means if I'm from China, I go there, I want to take a visa, I take the student visa, I learn Thai language, but I have friends who are here also. So every day I converse in Mandarin. So therefore, after half a year, you don't really improve that much.
I understand.
But if you go there and you're alone, then every day you try to force yourself to go to the place and order food. Every single thing, try to mingle a bit with your limited time. Then you get better faster. So the best way to learn a language probably is to just go there.
Spend time,
Understand.
right.
lah.
Yeah, but that
Be a
period
monk.
of time also a bit lost. I think a bit lost because after that, I was at church. I also shared that I felt a bit lost back then
Understand.
because really like no one there, just you alone, and then you're like,
Solo
what am I
travel
going to do? What am I going to do?
So when was it that you realized that, when did you discover this travel fatigue? When was it? What was a sign that, it's time to come home? It's time to get down to do, the pragmatic side of things.
I didn't want to say because of finance lah. You keep traveling, then you see the bank account, then you also a bit scared lah because you're not funded by a rich family, not born with a golden spoon or silver spoon. So I thought like along the way, it just gets to the point where you miss home. You miss having a community. You miss people celebrating your birthday, or even celebrating your parents' birthday, that kind of stuff. So I did make efforts to come back on several occasions to attend weddings and all, but that itself feels still very foreign because initially my mom will still call me every night. But after a while, I also get like, I just broke out of this thing. Give me some freedom. I think that's what the students will feel also. I'm now in secondary school, give me more freedom.
Right.
So I had that freedom. After that, I tried to refrain from contacting her. So after that, I was set out of mind. So I became an absent son. So she probably forgot that she had one more son out there.
Not so extreme lah, but yeah.
But this is, at least that is the feelings that I had, the thoughts that I had. Then subsequently, I just came back around 2018.
Okay.
That's
So
2 years.
that's 4 years. 3 years.
16 I left, so and 15 I left.
Okay. But intermittently you were coming back.
Yes,
Okay.
came back.
Okay, nice.
Okay. So what happened? Did you go back to school or something, or?
I mean, when just now you said you wanted to dig further, so when I came back, there were a lot of things on my bucket list that I thought, since I'm out of teaching career, perhaps I should try and see whether I can get a hang of it. I can perhaps prosper in a financial way.
Okay.
So I tried out financial planning, I tried out interior design, and I tried out,
Wow.
of course, real estate also.
Financial planning as in selling insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, oh, nice.
So I mean that alone, like let's say you go in and then you become, you get a rookie award, so you earn how much perhaps your commission, right? Then you go for a free trip. I go to Bangkok on a free trip. But after that, realize again, I'm a very people person. I need to talk to people every day.
Understand.
But I don't want the sales part to be the
The reason.
the reason why I want to talk to you.
Mm.
Because I care more than just that thing. But of course, I do understand the hard work that they put in. I also trust my planners these days when they come to me with the right product. Yeah, so just that back then, I didn't think I was the right fit. Even I've worked hard, I'll look at. But anyway, all these things, if I sum it up, I don't want to go in depth into why I left or whichever, because those could be a bit tricky. I felt that everywhere I go, I needed a system. I needed that there is a proper mentorship if I'm new there. There is a structure, and I needed people who wanted to see me do better than them. People who invest in you. I mean, just like teachers invest in students. That kind of. I thought at a certain adulthood, you lack that person. Most of us, we lack that person.
That's true.
There's no inspiration up there already.
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the motivation for the job is also a little bit different because like figures and KPIs and all that, you know. But I mean, it's a very social job, but the intention is a little bit different. Like I was comparatively to education, it's like very different intentions. Yeah, so I'm imagining that you want to have more genuine human connections, right? Is that what you're seeking?
Human touch, yes.
Yes.
So again, like what I don't want to do programming is because there's a lack of human interaction.
Understand?
So when it comes to all these things, I mean, I love designing the house because initially I went in without any background, and it took me a year to learn the basics. So when I started really doing it, in the end, I designed my own house. So it sort of lit one whole round back full circle until then I got married and I designed my own house. And then I got my designer rate, so I got it cheaper also. So in a way, I thought this all happens for a reason. And then when it comes to finally the real estate part, again, I lack that structure.
Understand.
Yeah, I don't have that mentorship I felt, because perhaps sometimes we don't know what we don't know. So when we enter, we don't know where to start.
Right.
Yeah, and someone is at a different season as you, different stage as you, they are not teachers who came up with structure. They are salespeople. But some of them are more mentor kind. So these people who are in the career long enough, they do develop structures. So happen to be I just lack that structure in the areas that I joined.
Okay.
Understand?
Very interesting. It's
Nice.
like, wow, you've gotten so much experience from various sectors before coming back to Crest. And if I may just have another follow-up question from that, is like, now that you have left before and you have seen the world until you're fatigued and you have had your hand in various industries and then you are back in Crest, right? Do you feel any difference in the way you see education? Did your perspective change? But tell us a little bit about that.
I think back then, the reason for me to leave service back then, I was a bit jaded at the work. Because I think there is always this calling when you come in. And then, of course, teachers can argue that some of them have, because of different subjects they teach, some have more free time. Some have more marking because you teach heavy content subjects like history and English. From day one until the end of the exams. So, for myself, I just felt very jaded after a while because you're doing the same thing without a new perspective at each year. You don't know why you are there. You lost the calling. So after that, after you leave and you come back, then I think I had a different realization. Because I felt that I needed to be here. I needed to be here.
Okay.
I went one round after I came back after the real estate. I also did trainer for Adam Khoo, did workshops. So going back to the coaching area, then I found that actually I really love the interaction with the youths, especially because sometimes they surprise you. I just want to perhaps not share the content of the training, but I typically, this is not part of the training. This when I go to the class, let's say I say, boy, stand up, please. Then he stand up. And I said, I want you to do something for me. I want you to touch the doorknob behind me. So by all means possible. So when I stand in his way, then he tried to get past me. Then I will block him. Then you'll see friends trying to help. He will enroll resources. Help me hold Mr. Net so that I can run past and touch. Some of them say that the rules are ambiguous, so they go and touch the doorknob at the other door, the exit.
Okay.
So you see that they are trying to show you that if you want something, you can do it. Then there was this boy that surprised me. He come in, he stand in front of me, never even flinch or do anything. He just stand in front of me, want to pretend that he want to spit at me. Then I move away. Then I'm thinking, actually, they really open up my eyes to remind me that in order to get a number 9, there's 6 plus 3, there's 7 plus 2. There are so many ways to get that. Why would I, from the past in my old perception, think that education should be in this aspect only?
Exactly.
There's so many ways to do education.
Mm.
And it shouldn't be just trapped in a classroom, shouldn't be just be trapped in the way that I think is correct. I'm open to learning from you because as all these mini conversation with colleagues, I realized that because it's a different generation, these struggles are different. But just now we were just having a conversation before we started, right? That the ultimate root of what they're looking for is the same. Success, love, settling loneliness, all these are the same. It's just that it's being manifested in different ways. Different way.
And that's why we were talking about creativity, right?
Yeah.
And that was raw creativity at play just now. Yeah, I think what we are about is always like breaking the mold of what education should feel like and be like. I think that's why we are all here. You know, when I listen to your story, I see many parallels as well.
You also left. You also, in a way, picked education. Right? I was also surprised that you came in.
Exactly. Everybody has the same reaction, and that's why I asked you just now. Because coming from creative side, like coming back here, for me it wasn't easy because I was facing hostile reactions from all sides in my circle.
Oh wow!
I was being called a sellout. You understand? I was being called a sellout. Why do I want to, not realize my potential, everything? And it's the same commonality as you.
Well, I didn't know that you were being
called
a sellout or this because I don't know what's.
No. My friends did not support me coming in here.
I was surprised to see you. I was happy to see you when you came in.
Yeah, because that actually mean like stop teaching in studios. But I had a great reason why I don't, because exactly like you, it's short term, and it's commercial. It's all about numbers at the end of the day, right? I'm seeking for more long term connection. I want to see a student grow for 4 years. Yeah. So the commonality, I've been a performer, I've been an instructor. I've been a lot of things, but the most common thing is about being around young people and being around youth. Yeah.
After I left, right, then I was still looking through the social media and all. Then I seeing that you did you showcase your bicycle stuff.
Yeah.
Then I was like, in my whole entire student life, I thought it's very rare to find cool teachers, most teachers
like you also.
No, back then because last time I remember my form teacher at Sec 3 at Swiss Cottage, this teacher is the only teacher that came out with a class song and then played guitar using his lesson. So we all sang and we had this class identity.
Nice.
So the rest of them, I wouldn't say the rest are not good teachers, just that it's very hard to find the cool teachers that we know that they are more than just the subject. We don't know anything about our teachers.
Actually, you know what? I feel there are cool teachers around. There are cool teachers everywhere among us. It's just that they are hiding, or they let the line, right, segregate their personal quirks and their professional quirks.
So in a way, it's professional?
I don't know. I have a different belief. My belief is that I think they should both converge. Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why you always see me in berms, in a cap and all that, because I also, yes, comfortable, and I'm also lazy to comb my hair, but subtly also it's like a statement, I think we should be given the free rein to be a little bit of who we are, and people will see us for the things that we bring, the way we dress, the way we speak and all that. I feel like especially in our society, I think we feel very pressured to present ourselves in a certain way that we deem that is more suitable for what society sees us. Yeah, so sometimes, we lose a little bit of their authenticity as educators. Yeah, so I'm always trying to celebrate this part, like I want to be a lot like myself instead of having, when I first came to Crest,
I think you'll be judged at the first day you come in if you wear
Yeah,
shorts.
it's okay. No, you see, first I was a very abiding teacher. You have not seen.
Were you in long sleeve and like?
Was like short sleeve, button up all the way. I had a.
Slowly the buttons start to drop.
Correct. Then I had long pants, slacks. I had comb hair, side parting, and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, really like ready for office work. It's like when you see me, you think that I work in Raffles Place, that kind of thing. Yeah, because I thought. I even for me as someone who is like a little bit more liberal, I would say, coming into a school, I didn't know what to expect. I was still afraid of that judgment, So I came to school thinking I should dress in how, but I realized in that first 4-5 months I was very unhappy because I was trying to conform and nothing about my personal life bled through, even though I was teaching dance. I thought that I have to have this I was conditioned in the way to think the teacher must have this kind of voice and all that. The language that you use must be super neutralized and formal, you know? Yeah. But after that, I realized, I think it was the kids that taught me first. Because kids don't gravitate towards people who are very sterile and stiff and rigid. They want to see you be able to connect to them in their lingo at their frequency. And that was where I realized that I had to change. You know, the interesting thing is coming here, I had a wealth of experience in teaching youth, instructing dance and all
Yes,
that.
outside.
But when I come here, everything throw away. I had to relearn so many things.
That's your learning journey.
Yeah, but
exponential.
But it was fun. It was worth it because I like the challenge because it's like it's youth, it's young people. Yeah, and I think the commonality that we both have is that we like engaging and building relationships and being able to inspire and impact youth and young people. And I think for so many years as a performer doing shows and all that, after a while I also feel jaded. So I understand what jaded means. Rehearsing for 3 months, 4 months, for 5 minutes of show, everybody stand up, they bow for you, go home. Then I've asked myself, what is my purpose then? You know, every time I'm here, I'm glad you brought up bicycle. Because I feel down here for me, my whole world can converge. My bicycle part, animals, you know, dance, music, DJing, media and all that. And I do feel like for some reason, you know, the universe put me here for a reason. It's a calling. Yeah. So that's why, which brings me to Suria. Do you believe that this is like also...
The universe put you here.
Yes.
I totally believe in that. It was strange because I think I got the call up last year. And then that was me like 1 month into the job, right? I knew I was working somewhere else. So I just started 1 month. Then Ian was like, hey, there's an offer here, you know, like, do you want to go and apply? I was just like, wow, if I waited a while more, you know. But then it's like, I used to come here like from 2016, 2017?
Sure. I think before me even.
2016, 2017, I was already coming in as a trainer here to teach
Wow.
art or music.
Wow.
I was only like 19. Yeah. So I have interaction with some of the CRES students who are in their 20s now. And then it could have been any school, but I've always had fun coming here to teach, whether it's art as an assistant trainer, music, whether it's a lead trainer, as a performer. I've performed here in CRES before. And to me, it had to be CRES because I always felt that sounds like I'm like a plugged in here to hype the school up, but no, it's like,
by all means,
it's like whatever that CRES has set out to do, and whatever I do outside as a creative, and the kid in me that was always feeling a certain way with the education style or my pain points as a student, I felt like everything kind of aligned here. And it also goes back to the purpose, of course, which is if I can make a difference to someone by being myself as a rapper or whatever, and if they can see me as, hey, I want to be like that guy, and that guy is me before, you know, then it's a win. So I really believe that the universe did some magic to put me here.
And you don't have to be that guy on a TV or that guy in a video, but that guy is so near to me, so close to me.
Exactly. It's very relatable example.
And accessible too.
Yeah.
I think our role here is to make, for me directly, is to make all these obscure arts accessible to them to help shape character.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah, and I think for you as well, you bring the wealth of knowledge from the outside world so that the students here know how to apply it, right? To wrap things up, I've got one request to ask of you. What would you say to a new teacher coming into the profession? Like, what do you think is your word of advice for them?
I think at the end of the day, if you come here thinking of just giving, I would think that you might feel jaded and fatigued after a period of time. I think one thing is you can only give what you have, whether it's time, energy, effort, or love.
So true.
So if you are pursuing your art and or whatever your passions are outside, continue to pursue them so that it fills you from the inside. And anything that is abundant in you can overflow. So if you are not loved, how do you love? So that would be my advice lah.
There's a point you zoom in on this new guy.
No.
Mind blown.
Okay.
I would say be coachable lah, because I think everyone around the whole school system everyone has their experiences and stories. So if you can find a way to get all this information and build something that is yours, I think we have something good there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So be coachable for sure.
Thank you so much for that. I think that was very valuable. That is a lot for the first episode. I think
Sure.
we are going to wrap up. But before that, I just realized something. There's another commonality down here. We have all three of us all here have experience in dance.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say all three of us wear
Eyesight
glasses.
problem, yeah.
Okay, and
Y'all
that
cannot
too,
see clearly.
and that too, yeah. By the way, y'all don't know this, but Mr. Chia, Mr. Nat here also does popping. Yeah.
Many,
So before
many,
we
many
edit
years
off,
ago.
can we do a chain wave? 1, 2, 3. Surya. All right. Okay, thank you guys very much and see you guys later.
Bye,
Let us know who you want to see in the next episode.
So next episode.
Dun, 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 dun.